Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. It's Commander Blade, and this is a talking point video where I'll be discussing all the centre-back options that Chelsea could potentially sign, where our defence needs major surgery if we want to ever compete for the Premier League or the Champions League, or if for any big trophies for that matter, why Chelsea need defensive upgrades. And the three centre-backs I'll be looking at is Declan Rice, Koulibaly and Dayot Upamecano. Not necessarily linked, obviously we have been heavily linked to Rice, but in my opinion, the three centre-backs we should be looking at if we want to upgrade our defensive area, and obviously what centre-back should make way for one of these centre-backs. And I'll be comparing their stats, going into deep analysis of each of these centre-backs, and basically a massive talking point for you guys. But before I do get into it, make sure you hit the bell notification, subscribe to my channel, smash the like button, and comment down below which centre-back you would like at Chelsea and give me a reason as to why you would want them at Chelsea. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, obviously last night we saw that abysmal defensive performance, that shambolic performance last night. We lost 3-2 to West Ham, and our defence conceded 3 goals. Now Rudiger took most of the blame, and rightly so. Abysmal. Rudiger, even for the first goal that West Ham scored, the way he pushed out for a corner, he scuffed his shot, but it's basic mistakes. Those are basic mistakes that a top centre-back, an elite centre-back would never make those type of errors. He cost us the first goal because it led to the corner. The third goal, he showed Yarmolenko on his stronger left foot. Yarmolenko is naturally left-footed. On the counter-attack, he let Yarmolenko cut inside on his left. That is the last thing you do, and clever elite centre-backs do not make those stupid errors, and it's genuinely frustrating. Rudiger as well for the second goal. He lost his man, he got twisted, and we saw it. Zero positional awareness, is non-existent. He doesn't know what an offside trap is, and I think that Rudiger really showed why last night we need a world-class centre-back. Just like how Van Dijk had that impact at Liverpool, just how Lampard had that impact at City. You need a world-class centre-back to partner with Christensen and build a formidable partnership, and that's why I'm looking at these three centre-backs. Now obviously the three centre-backs I'll be looking at is Declan Rice, Koulibaly, and obviously Upamecano. Starting off with Rice. Now it broke this morning by The Athletic, and The Athletic are quite reliable. I'd recommend you subscribe to them. Chelsea are looking at Declan Rice as a main centre-back this summer. Now obviously I made a video a few days ago regarding Declan Rice because we were linked to him at the time, and obviously the valuation was about £45 million. Obviously Lampard in his press conference has spoken highly of him. He knows how good Declan Rice is. He's trained him before with England. Obviously Declan Rice, he used to be in the Chelsea academy but got released. And there's a lot of qualities, he has a lot of attributes, and he can play centre-back. He is predominantly playing midfield for West Ham. But if he did sign for Chelsea, I would assume he'd playing centre-back, because midfield department is an area that we don't need upgrading, and we have world-class midfielders. And defence is the area we need to be looking at. And he's tall, he's physical, he's got good ball-playing abilities, he's got Premier League experience, good leadership qualities because he's captain for West Ham. And I think he would be a good signing for the right reasonable price. Now what do I mean by reasonable price? Now obviously West Ham, around the relegation zone. Those 3 points that they got yesterday would be massive for them. If obviously Rice, if West Ham did ever get relegated, of course, his valuation would significantly decrease. We're talking about 45 to 50 million pounds. In that case, it would be a reasonable price. I think 40 to 45 million pounds is reasonable for Rice. I think that is around his worth value. He's 21. He has a lot of potential. Very, very high ceiling. He's, like I said, versatile. Can play in the midfield. Can play centre back. Premier League experience. Used to be at Chelsea, and during his academy days at Chelsea at Cobham, he did used to play centre back sometimes for the academy. So he has experience there. Now delving into his statistics, like I said, 21 years of age, which is very good. His age is on his side as well. And essentially, let's look at his characteristics and his strengths. Now, his strengths, he's very, very good at tackling. His concentration is very, very strong. Also, you saw that last night. It was evident and clear to see. His concentration tackling is good. His intelligence is nice. His positioning is good. And what I always look at in defenders and midfielders is your positioning. If your positioning is good, that means that you have good awareness of the game, and you're concentrated, and you have a high footballing IQ intelligence, because you know where to be at all times, you know where to position yourself. And I see that in Declan Rice when I was analysing him yesterday. And to be honest, I wasn't keen on the idea of signing Declan Rice a few weeks ago or even a few months ago. But his recent performances have slowly changed my mind, and he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. I just wouldn't sign him for midfield because I think Jorginho does a much better job compared to him. But as a centre-back, I'll be definitely open to that idea. I think his quality, he offers a lot to the team. Like I said, very, very tall, physical, would definitely help with a set-piece threat. Last night, since the start of Project Restart in the Premier League, every goal we've conceded has come from a set-piece. That just blows my mind. Let that sink in for a second. It really shows that set piece is a massive weakness of ours, and it's because of our zonal marking. We haven't got tall players. How many tall players have we got? We got Willian, Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante, Pulisic, Azpilicueta. Emerson. These players are very, very small. They're not going to win headers. They're not going to beat anyone in the air. Hence why we concede a lot of set pieces. And I think that it's a man-to-man marking system would never work, because again we have a height problem. And Declan Rice would solve that in some ways. He's tall, he's physical, he's strong, he'd win a lot in the air. And I think Zuma's another one. And that's why I think Zuma, again, alongside Christensen, are two centre-backs that I would keep personally, as well as Tomori. But regarding Declan Rice, his style of play, he loves to tackle, he likes to progress the ball. He's got good, nice dribbling abilities. Like I said, very, very tall, very, very physical. And for a reasonable price, around 45 to 50 million pounds, especially if West Ham do get relegated, I think that would be a reasonable price. But what do you guys think? Now, the second centre-back on top about is Upamecano. Upamecano, a well-renowned centre-back that a lot of us would like to sign at Chelsea. Again, age on his side, 21 years of age. We have been linked with him in the past various times. And let's look at his characteristics. His passing, strong. Tackling, strong. Concentration, strong. And he has zero significant weaknesses. He likes to dribble as well, which is good. And he reminds me a lot like Zuma in a sense of, both very good in the air, talented, very good ball playing abilities, fantastic at tackling, good positional awareness. Unfortunately, last few games I've seen from Upamecano, he hasn't been the best, but we know his stature, his credibility, how good he's been. He's got a high reputation. He's been very, very good for RB Leipzig, and I think that he would be a very, very good signing. He's got a release clause around 50 to 55 million pounds. So if you compare that to Rice, slightly more expensive, same age as Declan Rice, but again, he's got Champions League experience. He plays at a high level. He plays in the Bundesliga. Same league as Timo Werner, so he has that link up, that chemistry of Timo Werner that we could potentially see. Again, he likes to dribble. That's his style of play. His tackling, concentration, a monster in the air, just like Kurt Zouma, and his passing is very, very strong. And I think Upamecano would be a shrewd signing. I think it'd be fantastic at Chelsea, and I think that he would upgrade our defence significantly, pair him alongside a Christensen or a Zuma or even a Tomori, and I think that would upgrade our defence significantly. But again, what do you guys think? Would you take Upamecano? Would he be the centre-back to solve our issues? Would he be the one to solve our problems? Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comments section below. But the final player, of course, the elite, the world-class Kalidou Koulibaly. Koulibaly, this one is more of an experience. This is more of a dream signing. I'll have to be honest with Koulibaly. Obviously, he is 29 years of age. He recently turned 29, so age is not on his side. However, he has an abundance of experience. He is easily one of the best centre-backs in the world, a world-class elite centre-back that would instantly upgrade our defence, just like how Van Dijk had an impact at Liverpool, just how Lampard had an impact on City. That's the type of impact Koulibaly would have on Chelsea. He's got experience, captain, leadership, physicality, a commanding centre-back with Champions League experience, and honestly, he's an amazing centre-back. I genuinely would love him at Chelsea. His passing is very, very strong, amazing, incredible ball-playing abilities, and would obviously suit Lampard's system of playing out from the back and progressing the ball out of the back. His tackling is immensely strong, positioning and tackling, strong, physical, will win incredible amounts of aerial duels as well. His blocking of the ball is strong, so his interceptions, his reading of the game, his intelligence, high IQ football, and he has so much experience. Being 29, playing in a Champions League, winning, he won a trophy this year, playing at a top club like Napoli for years and years and years, and being scouted by all the numerous amount of league clubs, United, Barca, Real Madrid. The only problem with Koulibaly, again, like I said, he is 29 years of age and his price will be very, very expensive. We're talking around 70, at least 80 million pounds, especially in this current climate, in this market, despite of the, the impact of COVID-19. He's a world-class centre-back, easily one of the best centre-backs in the world, in Europe, hands down. Napoli, we know how ADL, he's very notorious for being a tough negotiator. It will be very, very expensive to get this deal over the line, but he is worth every penny in my opinion. If you want to upgrade your defence, if you want to compete for titles, if you want to win the Premier League, the Champions League, you have to be spending big on each areas of the field, each department. I'm talking midfield, attack, defence, goalkeeping, and I think that pair Koulibaly alongside a Christensen or even a Zuma, and you would build a formidable partnership, and you'd still get a good 4 or 5 world-class years out of Koulibaly. This is not FIFA, this is not Football Manager. Just because you turn 30 doesn't mean you significantly decline. Yes, maybe after 32, 33 you might lose a bit of pace, but the actual intelligence, reading of the game, understanding positioning, that comes from when you learn as a child. That doesn't disappear as soon as you turn 30. He'd still be a world-class addition. I'd love Koulibaly at Chelsea. But what do you guys think? Who would you take? Koulibaly, Upamecano, or Declan Rice? Considering their price, Rice being the cheapest, Koulibaly being the most expensive, but Koulibaly being the oldest with Champions League experience, who would you rather have? Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.